Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome or welcome back to my Body and Heart Tarot Therapy. I'm here to do the reading for May 2020. I hope you're well, Sagittarius. It's quite a time, isn't it? So this is a general reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. If it resonates, it resonates. Strength as your current energy. If it doesn't, then just it doesn't. It's not your reading. Okay, so you have strength as your current energy. That's beautiful. Let's see, what's your challenge? The King of Cups with the Nine of Wands is your challenge. All right. Queen of Swords is your focus. Six of Swords is your advice. And one more, just the future energy coming through here. Ten of Pentacles is future energy. Nice. And the Eight of Swords is the theme of your reading, what you're working with this whole month, right? Okay. That's a big one. Sorry, that's a big one, Sagittarius. It's always difficult to even recognize when we are here, in this energy of being trapped in our minds. Or sometimes we can recognize it, but we don't know what to do, or nothing seems to take us out of the trance. We have these moments where we're like, okay, yeah, no, something's wrong. I'm being caught in my mind. Way too much. I'm overthinking. I'm over analyzing over. And but there's no way to stop it. I just realized and get back into it. That can be your experience this month. And yeah, it's also difficult because it can bring feelings of powerlessness. You feel like you don't have a choice here. You feel like you're at the mercy of what doesn't even look like your mind. You're not even sure what you're the mercy at. You're blindfolded. You don't really see anything. Everything is foggy and confusing, and you can feel stuck and trapped. The wisdom of this card always is that as we realize that our mind can take us only this far, now we cannot rely on the mind. The mind is not our friend. We tend to insist to use our brain as an analysis tool to keep us to untangle ourselves, but that's not how it works. We can't use the mind to fix the mind. We need to tune in into different energy, into a different aspect. And the hint here is that aspect is in your body. By tuning in into the energy of your body right now, by tuning into your senses, you can get yourself unstuck. She's blindfolded, but this red dress, her red clothes, means awareness in the body level. And that can help us, can help her feel into this landscape and into the movements that she needs to take based on her body as it is, not how the body should be. So she needs to feel it as it is. She needs to feel I don't know, with the limitations and constrictions that she has, what movement is still allowed, because actually the binds here are quite loose. So once she realizes this, she realizes that she has some freedom of movement, and she can use one of these tools to set herself free, to cut these binds off. It's a tough one. It's not easy. I'm being very as honest as I can be with this one. It's not easy, but the thing is that it is doable, and the indication is very clear. Whenever you see your mind going racing and pulling you into the trance, come into the mindfulness of the body, that's really gonna do the trick. But let's see how you're going through this step by step. So current energy is strength. Okay, so maybe, and this is another 8. Maybe this is it. Maybe you may feel connected right now. You may feel really connected. You may feel like you've gone full circle. You understand how the loop works. And this eight is really like a loop. It's going on the same circle again and again and again. What circle? The same path again and again and again, until you actually learn all the lessons that need to be learned from that. And with strength in general, it has to do with connecting with your wild side, connecting to your untamed side, connecting to your creativity, your power, your desires, your fire, your sexuality, your body, all that. Things that maybe you haven't been in the past out of fear that it will overtake you. But this is a compassionate act. It's work that's done from wisdom, that comes from wisdom, that these things cannot be forced. This lady cannot force the lion to be tamed. She needs to tame him with trust and compassion and love and acceptance. And I think that you see that now. You're in that energy. You are maybe sensing the strength that comes from vulnerability and compassion to yourself and to the parts of yourself that you used to be afraid of, or that you know that they're very powerful. It's also Leo energy. So if you can connect, if you have Leo in your chart or people in your life with Leo energy, maybe that you're connecting with them right now and you're learning something from that connection. Something of these lessons of strength, and how to tap into your inner strength by using the full you, not just the sides of you that you approve of or like. Taming your wild side. So you're probably in the process of taming your wild side. And I think it's the beginning of the journey here to get unstuck. Maybe your mind refused something of that this lion can bring in. The sea of unconscious, the fears of the I don't know, the strength of your impulses maybe. Sagittarius, you have a wild side. You're like, the Sagittarius sign is half man, half what's that, horse, the centaur, right? So one side of you is like aiming at the stars, and another side of you is all animal instinct and pleasure and I don't know what's it called, hedonism and things like this. And maybe you've been putting your physical well-being and your pleasure and your desires at bay because you were pursuing something of more spiritual matter. But with strength here in your current energy, there's a strong indication that you need to connect to that part of you through your body, through sex, through food, through pleasure, through acknowledgement and acceptance of these earthly physical desires and needs, and learn to tend to them. It doesn't necessarily mean engaging into mindless sex or overeating, which can always be a problem. It's more about connecting to the act of it, connecting to the pleasure of eating, not to eat your emotions away. Connecting to the sexual desire without having to I don't know, repress it or use it unskillfully. If you don't have a partner, if you don't feel comfortable with a partner, doing so with your own company and your own pleasure, understanding what makes you tick, connecting to the part of you and understand what you need. So yeah, that's the coming into the body, that's the coming into the what has been repressed, really. Oh, the King of Cups and the Nine of Wands as your challenge. I guess that, that's the lesson that you're integrating, right? How to stay on top of your emotions while you at the same time care for your inner wound. What prevented you up until now to connect to this strength energy? What led you to feel stuck in this sense? What have you been repressing? And what you were unwilling to feel? The King of Cups feels everything, including the wounded side, including the part that's overly guarded, and including the need to maybe raise your shields higher than life itself, where nobody can penetrate it anymore, where you know where things lead and you just act like you don't allow your life to surprise you anymore, because you always have a prepared defense and shield for it, because you have been through a lot. Nobody's denying this. You have been through a lot. There's a growing process of the mind to go to this point where you're feeling stuck, where it doesn't lead you anymore forward, but it holds you back, There's a lot of work and there's a lot of experience to take you there. And this is a 9 of Wands. This is like close to 10. It's so close. You're so close to mastery. But for that, you need to be able to sit with your wound, an openness. And of the King of Cups, to I think it's necessary. Kings are, they're the masculine, they're the top of the suit, and they see to the physical needs of the kingdom. And in this case, it's emotional needs. Yeah, Sagittarius, it's you're being required, you've been asked this month to really, really allow space for your inner wounded self. And of course, it is challenging. It is painful to look straight into the wound and be with it. Just be with it. The King of Cups does not overshare, or does not necessarily doesn't have the response that you would expect from somebody who's like very emotional. He actually can look emotionless at times, but just because he understands where it's necessary to act and in what way, and what emotions are useful to be shown and what aren't. He's not being driven by his emotions. See, he's floating over everything. But that gives him the capacity to truly understand everything about emotions and create the space for it. He's compassionate, he's caring, and he's nurturing, not nurturing in the sense of the Queen of Cups, in which you feel like you truly connect emotionally and being understood, but more like providing and creating the space for you to go through what you need to go through, and allowing the inner wisdom and intuition to come out and care for that deep wound. That's what I feel for you, Sagittarius, with this challenge. Right, so your focus seems to be on this Queen of Swords, which is it's awareness. The Queen of Swords in this particular reading, I read her as awareness, focusing on what is it true to you, what holds truth. And what's answering the question, what is nurturing for me right now? And looking at your past pain and at your wounds, like really accepting the wounds as something that had been necessary for you to understand and to take this lesson in. See, like from this 8 of Swords, she picks one sword only, one that holds true to herself, right to the heart, right to the deepest part of herself. and that she uses that to sit on her throne and to rule. She's a queen, right? That means mastery. Throne means that she's being supported on her journey. So what does hold true for you, Sagittarius? What you know deep down in yourself, that under no doubt that is true to you, to your heart. The queens are also, again, they're answering the call of the heart. They are nurturing the heart, even though the Queen of Swords is not the most nurturing of all the queens. Has more of the cool of the wit of the mind. But I think you need that focus now, focusing on the truth, focusing on accepting the journey as a lesson, and taking that lesson in deeply within your psyche, allowing it to truly settle. And this will allow you to move forward. This will allow you literally to embark into that journey beyond that body of water and process it. And you see the waters here in the King of Cups, they're like super crazy, agitated waters, but here the water is like really calm. I think that once you stop struggling and you surrender to you stop struggling in your mind, really. You don't try so hard to fix the situation, but you rather accept the call to look at what you need to be looking at. And you're doing that by allowing the mind to take a break and going into the body and connecting with the hidden wisdom. It's then when your mind can literally surrender, and you can take it's like a serenity, really. That's how I see this water. You know the serenity prayer. It's something like, well, it says God, but you can say whatever yourself, or you don't need to. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I feel like this is that step where you accepted what you cannot change. We cannot deny our wounds. We cannot wish them away. They're there. And they need time, and they need awareness, and they need connection, and they need nurturing. I guess your mind suddenly decided to take that information in, and to allow the time and the nurturing, and to take that journey, whatever is necessary for that. And see, this is taking you exactly where you need to go, my love. The Ten of Pentacles is abundance in all forms, especially in the physical realm. But it's like connection, family, tradition, legacy. I think it's unlocking something that has been blocked to you for a while. And you know, when I do this reading and I see these cards that come at the end as future energy, I realize that even my mind sometimes is like, this cannot possibly be happening in the course of 1 month, solving, I don't know, problems that maybe had been haunting me for a long time. It seems too good to be true, you know. But I think that has to do a lot with our willingness to actually really take the steps and be present with it. And we will see that, yeah, this is not your life-saving experience. It's not like there's nothing gonna happen after this to cause pain or things like this. It's just that you are closing down a cycle, and you're growing. You're including more in the experience of being you. You're closer to wholeness and integration, and that happens by integrating this hurt side of yourself, and by allowing your mind to stop trying so hard to keep the reins on this journey. It really unlocks a different level of abundance and belonging, and an awareness of what is it that you want to leave behind. And also, maybe what is it that you've received from your ancestors, from your family, both in good and bad? But this is a harmonious type of gathering with full of abundance and joy and happiness in everything that is earthly. So prepare for that, my dear. Allow it in. And you can only allow it in when you truly, truly connect with the part of you that's been hurting. Okay, let's see what's the Rumi Oracle saying. The Celestial Rose of Ma. Okay, let's read up. This is the number 10. Again, this is a 10, this is a 10. There is, and this is a 9. There is this mark of full integration of an aspect of yourself. Okay, so the I don't see this very well. Can you? Okay, so the poem from Rumi says, the taste of bitterness becomes sweetness in love. The searching in the dark finds the light of faith revealed in love. Love transforms tasteless into jasmine. I don't know what that is. Love layers heaven and gifts us with wings to soar into its mystery. Love transforms our every thought into a desire of the heart. Oh, love, how divine is your luring. Beauty flows from your unseen face. Your very nature is radiant with joy. You manifest vibrant hues in every flower. Your touch dazzles all creation. Every particle is attracted towards you, longing to unite and dwell with you. I love this. I love this whole thing, like every particle is attracted towards you, longing to unite and dwell in you. Is that whole integration into harmony, the harmony of your aspects of yourself, my dear. Okay, so spiritual gift, it's on its way to you. The celestial rose of the Divine Mother is a precious offering of sacred love to the soul. That love can lift you beyond what you have known, beyond self-imposed limits, by the uplifting fragrance of grace. You will begin to think thoughts you have never dared think before. You will feel moved by life, by its sacredness in a way hitherto elusive to you. You will feel ecstasy without apparent cause, and you will feel as though every breath is a seductive caress of the heavenly lover. You will be open and surrendered in a way you have longed to be, but in a way you've never known quite how to go about. The spiritual gift signifies the ending of a period of suffering and opening up to a time of new opportunity, a flourishing and thriving release of your unique soul fragrance into the world. This is a gift worth having. This. So then, the sticking point is not the value of the gift. The sticking point, the place where one can stumble and place hand to the ground to break a fall rather than open them to receive, is the thorn. The thorn is the point of pain. It is what tears at you, but is essential for you to receive the rose. That's exactly what I was talking about. Thanks, Rumi, or Alana Fairchild. Your thorn may be the love you need to let go of now, so you are open to present rather than to your haunted past. Your thorn may be the fear that if you grow too vibrant and embrace the magnificence of your being, others will shun you out of jealousy or fear or leave you alone. Your thorn may be a constant need to bargain with life, that you shall take one step provided certain unwanted events don't take place, rather than just accepting it and living it as it's presented to you. Your thorn may be looking deep within the heart and removing a crown of thorns, representative of your suffering over a long, long time, letting it go, allowing the heart to heal. This with a sense of virginal purity to emanate from the heart, realizing that even great suffering had not tarnished its radiance, but only allowed it to grow strong. Your ready for love heart can now be free from expectation and instead be open to life with curiosity and reverence. Oh, those thorns! They have served their purpose not in of and of themselves, but rather that they have proven you worthy of the rose and ready now to receive its beauty, healing, and grace. Whatever your thorns are or have been, be willing to deal with them. Be willing to look into this pain, baby. To face them, and more importantly, to release them without any shred of doubt, shame, guilt, or reincrimination, beloved. They have served, and now their purpose has been completed. The celestial rose of Ma promises a gift worth so much more than any pain you are holding on to. So release to receive now. Can you sense the dew soft petals and luscious fragrance opening to you now? I feel called to read the sacred honoring ritual that comes with this card. Um, so if you feel called to do it, go for it. It's up to you. So it says, place your hands in an open palmed, upward facing posture at the front of your chest, as if open and ready to receive. And say the following out loud: Rumi, who loves me unconditionally. Guide the spiritual gift of the Divine Mother, the blessing of the celestial rose of Ma, into my open hands and open heart, that I may know myself to be a cherished holy child of the universe, with my life unfolding according to sublime grace. Help me surrender whatever stands in the way of such fulfillment now. May I be blessed to release pain and be open to joy through merciful compassion, so be it. Close your hands in prayer at your heart and bow your head. You have finished your ritual. Well, Sagittarius, I hope this makes sense to you. If it does, please like, share, and subscribe, and feel free to comment. And yeah, tell me how you relate to this experience if that is the case. And I feel you. I really feel you. This one is not an easy one. I knew from the beginning when I saw this that this is not going to be an easy reading, but it's okay. It's so close, it's so near. Only when we've done enough work and we've gone far enough, we are able to open up to that deeper wound. So don't shut yourself down. Allow this King of Cups within you to open, hold space, and look at this guidance for you. And yeah, I hope this was helpful. I'll see you here again next month, and may our practice benefit all beings.